Hi there! Welcome to Cosmic Connection and welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle from Cosmic Yoga Mermaid, and in today's video I'll be discussing the full moon in Virgo, which is happening on Saturday, February 24th, 2024 at around 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So before we get started on this full moon video, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you hit the notification bell so you can receive updates and notifications every time I post new content. So before I get into anything else about this full moon, I really want to emphasize the importance of our health and taking care of our physical bodies. Now, in no way is this medical advice or any claim to treat, prevent, or cure any type of disease, but I really want to emphasize the major importance right now of taking care of our bodies and our health, of grounding, hydrating, and resting, and most importantly, just listening to your body. So Pisces and Virgo is the axis of health and healing, and I'm going to get more into that in a bit. But first I want to just discuss what a full moon actually is. So a full moon is when the sun and the moon are in opposite signs from one another. So right now we have the sun, which has just moved into the sign of Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces is the mystic, it's the mystery, it's the spirit world. And Pisces is represented by two fish. The constellation is shaped like two fishes swimming in opposite direction from one another. So the glyph of Pisces is two fish, and the concept behind this is that one fish is in the spirit world and one fish is in this world. So it's almost like always having one foot in this realm, the 3D reality that we live in our daily life, and the other foot is always in the spirit world or the dream world or the place where we go between lifetimes or heaven or whatever you would like to claim that place to be. So Pisces is part of two different worlds. It's going to be dealing with mysticism. It's going to be dealing with endings, death. Of course, with death comes rebirth, but it is the last sign of the zodiac. So it deals with endings. It deals with letting go. It's elusive. So it can be a little bit confusing. It can be chaotic sometimes. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So Neptune, what it does is it removes. So sometimes Pisces, we can lose things or we can feel lost in the sauce, if you will. And speaking of sauce, Pisces also deals with addictions and, toxicity, whether it's seen or unseen, like viruses or oil spills or things like that would also be Pisces. Pisces is slow, it's deep, it's like the deep, deep ocean, the mysterious, mystical place. It's very magical. But like I said, it does have that element of confusion because it's ruled by Neptune. So there's not a lot of clarity during Pisces season. Like I said, it can be very confusing. And there can be some frustration with during Pisces season because as spring is beginning, we may be feeling ready as it's getting warmer in the northern hemisphere, to get things going and started. And with all the planets direct right now, it can feel like a time to definitely keep moving in that forward motion, which of course, if you have the energy to do that, by all means, please do. However, if you're used to things moving quickly and you like things to move really quickly, it can be where we get frustrated during Pisces season. For me, I'm a Pisces moon, so I love Pisces season. But for those who are not as familiar with this energy, it can be frustrating because it's like we want things to move faster than they're moving. And it's like we can feel like our feet are like we're moving stuck in the mud, like we're having to move through muddy waters with heavy feet, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit about Pisces, and Pisces opposite is Virgo. So when it's a full moon, we have the sun in the sign of Pisces, or the sun in one sign, and then the moon in the opposite sign. In this case, it's going to be Virgo. So Virgo is the opposite of Pisces. It's going to be dealing with our reality. It's very methodical. It's step by step. It has a plan. It's very organized. And Virgo and Pisces are the axis of health and healing. So that's why, of course, any full moon in Virgo or full or new moon in Pisces, any lunation on this axis, this is where our health is the utmost importance. And we can see things like symptoms or health dis-ease or things like that coming up. So that's why also Pisces deals with things like viruses and the unseen. So with Virgo elements, Virgo is our health regimen, our healing, our daily routine. So Virgo is chop wood, carry water. It's those things that we do on the day to day. It keeps our life running, and it's kind of labor that we don't really get paid for. It's just our daily work that we have to do. Like in the olden days, it was chop wood, carry water. You know, today it may be going to get the groceries, going to pull the weeds in the yard, pick up the kids, feed the dog, you know, things that keep the household going and your life going. And, you know, we don't always get like recognition or things like that from. Another element of Virgo is it's very critical. It's very discerning. So Virgo represents the harvest, and it would be the time of the year in September or the fall when we have to reap the harvest and we have to go through the grain. And Virgo's glyph is a grain of wheat. So it represents going through the wheat and, you know, literally separating the wheat from the chaff, which is a saying, which is like being able to separate what's useful and what's not. Okay, this is coming with me. This is not coming with me. We're saving this through the winter. We're throwing this out. This wasn't worth it. This was. So the Virgo is very critical. And during the Virgo season or during a Virgo lunation, this can be where we could be a little bit critical over ourselves or over others. So I feel that it's really important during this time, and for other reasons I'll get to in a moment, to just really be patient with yourself and be patient with others. Like I said, we can really want things to be moving, and there's other reasons why we want things to be moving really as fast as we're ready for them to get here. But Pisces is slow. Pisces doesn't have a sense of time. Pisces doesn't have a to-do list. Pisces is off taking a nap somewhere. So this can be also where our bodies could feel really sleepy. We could really just need to take a nap, which is that might be the solution. Just go take a bath, go take a nap, take a shower. Really connecting with water will be really important. Of course, drinking tons and tons of water because you need to. But, you know, connecting with the element of water because that's what Pisces represents, as well as Virgo being the earth element. So these are two both mutable signs, and the mutable signs deal with flexibility. So unlike the other signs, they're more flexible than the cardinal or the fixed signs. So mutable signs are changeable. It's going to be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces for the mutable signs. So they're changing a lot more. They're very more flexible and a little bit more go with the flow than our cardinal or our fixed signs. So, like I said, Pisces season can really have us wanting to get away, wanting to escape, wanting to numb things out. Pisces is, again, going to deal with addictions, and it's also going to deal with feeling like locked away or isolated. So Pisces is going to be like our hermit, being in hermit mode. And during Pisces season, this is also where addictions can come up, and as well mental health crises can also come up. So just remember that you're not alone if you're experiencing anything like that. Pisces is going to deal with hospitals, institutions, prisons, any type of situation where we maybe feel cast out or cast away from the rest of society, like a monk going to live in a cave for years. That would be very, very Pisces, and the hermit archetype, that type of thing. Another thing about Pisces is it rules our media. So the news, TV, movies, anything that we consume, social media, all that is ruled by Pisces. And the reason why is because all of that is fake. All of that is an illusion. All of that is Maya, as they say. So we have to remember that no matter what it is, even if it is a credible news source that we trust, if we're watching it through a screen, it is not real. So it may have been most likely set up in a studio somewhere. It's scripted. It's put on. Even you watching me through this screen, something that I had to prepare for. I had to set it up, set up the setting, brush my hair, you know, make it look the way that it's appealing to the eye. So keep in mind here with this Virgo full moon and during Pisces season that things aren't always what they seem, especially if it's being presented one way on the news or in the media. Then there's a big chance, especially during Pisces season, that it's not what we think it is. It's not what it's being presented as. Pisces, and we have to also remember that any kind of news, anything that's produced is funded. So there is someone on the other side of that that's funding that production, whether it's Fox News, whether it is Vice, whether it's, you know, whatever it is that you're watching, someone is funding that. And more often than not, they have an agenda of a reasoning behind why they're funding a certain projection um, to determine our reality or the way that we see things. So that's something to keep in mind, where Virgo is that dream world, that spirit, that illusion, that Maya. Virgo, Pisces is that. Virgo is this, you know, reality, this 3D and pen to paper, very much left brain. And when it comes to this axis, it can be sometimes like what's real and what's not, what is an illusion and what is, you know, can I trust what my eyes are seeing type of thing. So Pisces can wear rose-colored glasses sometimes. Sometimes we can feel that in Pisces season, it's like, oh, we see the best in everybody, and everybody, you know, and it's beautiful to love everybody. We are all one. We are unified and things like that. But that can also turn into not having any boundaries, where there's no separation between you and me. I take on everything that you have, and you take on everything of mine, and the lines are very blurred, and we don't know where one person's energy ends and the next begins. So during Pisces season and during this time, it's really important to have boundaries. It's really important to, in my opinion, protect your energy, to cleanse your energy, to do energy work and things of that nature, where, especially when you're around, you know, large groups of people or any people other than yourself, and when you're not in your own energy, you know, just making sure that you create some type of shield, or you're projecting from your heart space, so that does it for you. You know, any beautiful love energy that comes out of the heart space is creating like a beacon of light. So it's not that you always have to shield and protect and this and that. It's just the awareness and not getting caught up in any illusions or delusions with Pisces. So having that awareness that your stuff is not mine, my stuff is not yours, and being able to discern that emotionally as well. When we're feeling certain things like sadness or grief or pain or anger, you know, just anxiety, checking in with that, like, is this mine, or did I pick this up from someone else? So it's a really beautiful way to check in during Pisces season, just to make sure that we're not like absorbing everything from everyone else and everything else around us. Yeah, so Pisces can get into like nothing matters, nothing is real, you know, I'm you, you're me, we're all together, all the things. And like I said, it's beautiful, but we do live in a reality, like 3D world. So that's where Virgo comes in, with order, with control, with a plan. Our health, Virgo, like I said, is our household, our pets, everything matters. So everything we do matters with Virgo. So finding that balance, anytime there's a full moon, it's about meeting yourself in the middle of those two polarities and finding that balance. So we don't want to take anything to the extreme. Well, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's also a good time, you know, for a reality check if that's what's needed. And some of the aspects during this full moon that I wanted to point out was, first of all, we have Mars and Venus. Mars and Venus have just made a conjunction to one another in the sign of Aquarius. They have kind of been doing their own things, and Mars was moving a little faster than Venus. But now Venus has caught up, and she's actually surpassed Mars at this point. But their conjunction was at 7 degrees of Aquarius, or the 8th degree of Aquarius. And in my opinion, this Mars and Venus conjunction in Aquarius that's happening around the same time as this full moon, this represents the feminine and the masculine coming together and envisioning a better future. So it's almost like they've been doing their own things. We've been, you know, I've been doing my thing, they've been doing their thing, and then they can see something down the line that, you know, either they want to prevent from happening or they want to make it happen in a better way. And that's where Mars and Venus are getting together, this feminine and this masculine energy, and co-creating something beautiful for the future. They're co-creating something that has never been before or is really futuristic. And I love that it's an Aquarius because it does have that visionary and that unexpected sense to it. So it's like maybe we didn't even see it coming, but something comes in the form of a new relationship or a new opportunity or new love. Now, while that is so beautiful, I want to point out that at this time, Mars and Venus are also in a square to Jupiter in Taurus. So Jupiter during this full moon is at 10 degrees of Taurus, and Mars will be at 8 Aquarius and Venus at 9. So they're in a pretty close square with Jupiter. And the way this can be expressed is overdoing. So maybe someone new comes into our life and we're just like, oh my God, this is love. I'm ready to marry them and move in and just do all the things. And it's like out of nowhere, unexpected. And we just go overboard because we don't see the reality of things. So those rose-colored glasses of Pisces, can sometimes get the best of us. And I think it's just important to note here that we kind of keep both feet on the ground and keep our head out of the clouds as much as possible. But, of course, if you fall in love, that's beautiful. I just want to note that Venus square Jupiter can be like overindulgence. Venus square Jupiter could be like, oh, I just gave all my money to you because I love you so much. And then the next week you're like, wait, why did I do that? I need that, So remembering to take care of yourself as well and not go too far with these grand gestures or these grandiose things. Venus square Jupiter could also just not to do with love, but could just be spending too much money in general. So it might be a good time, check in with that Virgo energy and counting the coins and being reasonable about your finances to not overspend or overindulge. This could be a beautiful abundance coming in, though, on the other hand. And with the Mars square Jupiter, it's, in my opinion, just doing too much. So there may be energy here where we want to just go and just do and that. But then our body with the Pisces and the Virgo energy is like, please rest, give me a break, go in nature, hydrate, slow down. So that's really what I want to emphasize during this video as much as possible. And I just really want to hammer it home that we have to take care of ourselves to prevent any type of burnout really before we get to Aries season and spring equinox. So really Mars square Jupiter can deal with overdoing, and I really just want to emphasize slowing down with that. The other aspect with this full moon is the involvement from Saturn. So during this full moon, Saturn is at the sun and moon will be at 5 degrees Pisces and Virgo. Saturn's at 9 degrees Pisces, and Mercury's at 2 degrees. So I want to talk about Mercury and Saturn's involvement here, kind of sandwiching in the sun in Pisces. So Saturn being involved here, this could bring up a reality check. This could bring up issues to do with an authority figure or a paternal side, something to deal with the father or our father figure or someone acting as a father, that type of energy. This is more like, in my opinion, because it's in Pisces, it can be a gentle spiritual discipline or a gentle reminder to kind of get our shit together, because it's Pisces. So it's not going to be so harsh to me, but it's Saturn, and Saturn can be harsh. So, as one of my favorite teachers, Molly McCord, compares it to, Saturn and Pisces is like when the cops come to the party, turn all the lights on and tell everybody to leave. And then you realize that this place was gross. There's like strange liquids, whatever's on the wall over there. That person's like not what they looked like in the dark. And we kind of just have that reality check of seeing through the illusion. So Saturn's involvement with this full moon can bring that up, as well as issues to do, not even necessarily issues, but themes around the father figure. So and also I made a note here that it could also represent Big Brother. This can also represent the government, or, because of Mercury here, I think about surveillance. I think about the cell phone outages that we just had yesterday. All across the country, people were experiencing, not being able to communicate, restrictions on communication, that Saturn, Mercury type of energy. So there's a lot of communication right now with Mercury being involved with the sun, and next week we'll have basically Saturn, Mercury, and the sun come together in Pisces. So even more of this energy, but it could be like communication from a father figure, or highlighting that communication of some type of boss or authority figure, or a paternal thing or an issue. So while we have all of these dynamic energies in this full moon in Virgo, I feel like the main thing that I can discuss that I've already said is just to take care of your body, to take care of your physical vessel. And that's mainly like what we can really control right now. We've been experiencing some wild, outrageously crazy, unprecedented energies over the past few days. We had 3 X-class solar flares in one day, less than 24 hours, which before 2018, we were getting maybe 1 solar flare every couple of years. We never got this much activity. So whatever you want to attribute it to, there are some amazing things happening in our galaxy, in our solar system, outside our planet that we have no idea even about. There's things on our planet and within our planet that, you know, are coming to the surface and coming to light. And it's just a really exciting time to be alive and to witness all of this. So the most important thing is to take care of you, to take care of your vessel and pour into your own cup so that it just overflows with, you know, love and happiness and joy that you can spill out to your community and anyone else around you who needs it. So the Pisces Virgo axis can also deal with victimhood and martyrdom. And I just feel the need to remind you that no matter what's happened to you, no matter what you've experienced, you're not a victim. You're a survivor. So whether you feel like a victim, or whether things have happened recently that, you know, have created that feeling of victimhood or martyrdom, you know, it doesn't serve anybody for you to stay in that space. It doesn't serve you, and it doesn't help anyone around you for you to play small and not be the amazing star that you came here to be. So that's all I have for this full moon in Virgo, and I should be posting a yoga video to go along with this very soon as well. It may not be up right away, but I will get that posted and share it as soon as possible. I really appreciate your support. So if you like this video, please make sure you actually give it a like on YouTube, subscribe, comment, and anything that resonates with you in order to help me spread this beautiful word of astrology. Thank you, and be well.